I'm Curt Frye. In this movie, I would like to show you how to use a transition called the morph transition in PowerPoint, specifically in the context of business presentations that rely on charts that you create in Excel. The sample file I'm using is called morph transition, and you can find it using the download link that I provide in the video description below. In this PowerPoint deck, I have 4 slides. The first shows quarterly sales for 2024, and they're broken down by color with the amounts over on the left. Then I have the same data for 2025, and then I compare the two, 2024 and 2025, on the same slide. And then to make sure that everyone understands and it's easier to read, then I have them next to each other in a quarterly sales comparison chart that brings both of the years together. So let's go through the slideshow once without any transitions at all. So I'll click Start from Beginning. I could also press F5. So there's first slide, second slide, third, and fourth, and that's fine. If you are short for time, that's certainly a good way to go through the presentation with explanations as you go. However, you can add a little bit more visual interest without taking up too much time or making it too flashy. So I'll go to the second slide. So I've clicked that over in the slide list, and I will add a transition. So transitions are what happens when you move from one slide to the next, and animation is something that happens while you're still on a slide. So that's something appearing, something moving, that sort of thing. So the transition that I want to have is called morph, and what that will do is it will move you from one slide to the next and use a built-in algorithm to decide what that should look like. So I'll click the morph transition, and then I'll go back to the first slide and do the slideshow. So I'll click Start from Beginning. So there is the first slide, and here's the change to the second slide. So you can see that we're fading in and fading back out. And I think that looks pretty good, but it's a little bit slow. So I'll press Escape to get out of the presentation, and I still have the transition active so I can edit it. Over in timing, I see that I have duration of 2 seconds. I'm going to take that down to 0.75 or 3/4 of a second. So now let's go back, and there's the first slide, and there's the second slide. And for a simple transition like that, I think that looks pretty good. Now you'll see on the third slide that I have both years separately. And something I'll point out is that this image here on the right, and these are charts that I copied as images over from Excel, is exactly the same as the image that I have here. So let's see what the morph transition looks like when I move from slide 2 to slide 3. So I'll click there, and I'll click morph, and I think that looks really good. So let's go up and run through slides 1 through 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And like I said, I think that looks quite nice. I will make it a little faster, so 1.5 seconds, and I'll run it again. There's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So again, I think that looks great. And we can do the same for the fourth slide. So I'll click there, click morph, and I'll change it down to 1 second, just for a little bit of variety. And go back up, run the slideshow, so Start from Beginning is there. So the first slide, the second slide, the third, click again, and we have just a fade in and fade out transition, but note that the title didn't change, so only the graphic changed. Click again, and we're out of the slideshow. I think you'll find that morph can do a lot of things that would take a long time to do by hand. I hope you enjoyed this movie. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel.